let's talk about something pretty amazing. We're going to dive into a text that's thousands of years old, but not as a religious lesson. Think of it more like a user manual for the human mind, something packed with wisdom that is honestly more relevant than ever for the problems we face today. You know this one, right? It feels like the background noise of modern life, that constant nagging pressure that just seems to be everywhere all the time. And then, of course, there's its best friend, anxiety, that nonstop chase for what's next, that worry about the future. It can be completely exhausting, can't it? And if you let stress and anxiety run the show for too long, you eventually hit this wall. You just feel done, totally burnt out, defeated by your own mind. It sounds kind of crazy, but what if the most powerful guide for navigating all this inner chaos was written ages ago, in the middle of a battlefield? We are, of course, talking about the Bhagavad Gita. So in this explainer, we're going to pull out 4 incredibly practical, totally life-changing lessons from it. The goal? To help you find a real, unshakable sense of calm, even when the world around you is anything but. All right, lesson 1. This one gets right to the heart of the problem, the real root of so much of our anxiety. And you know what it is? A simple case of mistaken identity. We think we are our feelings. And the Gita says, nope, that's where we get it all wrong. So this brings us to a huge idea, the Atman. The teaching here is that you are not your body. You're not your thoughts. You're not your emotions. Think of it like this. Your mind and body are the car, but you are the calm, silent driver inside. All those worries, fears, and anxieties, they're just noisy passengers. They aren't you. So, how do we actually do this? It's simpler than you think. The next time a big emotion, like anger or fear, shows up, just hit the pause button. Instead of saying, I am angry, try framing it as, there is a feeling of anger present. Then ask yourself this powerful little question, who is feeling this? That question, it creates a tiny bit of space. And that space changes everything. You go from being a victim of the emotion to being its calm, peaceful witness. Okay, on to our second lesson. This one is all about how we approach our work, our goals, our life. You know, we live in a world that is completely obsessed with results, right? Well, the Gita teaches that this very obsession is one of the main reasons we suffer. And here's the trap we all fall into. We do something, but right away we chain our happiness to a very specific outcome. Getting that promotion, hearing that praise, seeing that number on the scale. This attachment just builds up anxiety, and then when reality doesn't quite match what we had in our heads, we crash. Sound familiar? And this line right here, this is the key to unlocking the whole thing. This is the heart of what's called Karma Yoga. And look, it's not about not caring. It's about getting real about what you can actually control. You have a right to your effort, your focus, your best shot, but you are never entitled to the results, because the results depend on a million things outside of your control. So here's the other path, the path to freedom. Instead of obsessing over the finish line, you pour every ounce of your energy into the process itself. You do the work, you do it to the best of your ability, and you treat it like an offering. And then you let the results go. It's a huge mental shift, but it frees you from all that anxiety about what might happen and lets you just find peace in what you're doing right now. So if acting without attachment is the practice, then this next lesson, well, this is the state of mind we're aiming for. It's about finding a deep sense of emotional balance, no matter what life throws at you. Sthita-prajna. It's a person who isn't constantly being thrown around by the ups and downs of life. They get that good times and bad times, success and failure are just two sides of the same coin, and that neither one lasts forever. Imagine a huge old tree standing strong and rooted, while a storm just blows right past it. That's the unshaken mind. So how do we get there? Here's a super powerful, super simple tool. The next time you get some big news, good or bad, don't react right away. Just stop. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. In and out. And then just name the feeling. Okay, this is excitement. Or, this is disappointment. That tiny little pause keeps the emotion from hijacking your brain and puts you right back in the driver's seat. And now for our final lesson. This one is like a diagnostic tool for your own mind. The Gita suggests that our mental state isn't random. It's always being influenced by one of 3 universal energies. These energies are called the gunas. So real quick, Sattva is that feeling of balance, clarity, and peace. Rajas is the energy of passion, of restlessness. Think ambition, stress, go, go, go. And Tamas is that heavy, sluggish feeling of inertia, lethargy, feeling stuck. The secret to emotional well-being, from this point of view, is just to turn up the volume on Sattva. And the cool thing is, this is incredibly practical. To get more of that calm, sattvic state, you just have to dial down the other two. You can reduce rajas by taking breaks from your phone and not packing your schedule to the breaking point. You can reduce tamas by eating fresh food and just moving your body a bit. And you can boost sattva directly by spending some quiet time in nature or hanging out with people who make you feel good. It's amazing how much control we have. So there you have it, 4 powerful ideas that make up a pretty complete roadmap for navigating the battlefield inside our own heads. It's a way to become the witness, to act with freedom, and to stay balanced through it all. But look, just knowing this stuff is only the beginning. The real journey to finding that unshakable peace we've been talking about, well, it always starts with just one single conscious step. So here's your challenge. Don't try to become a master of all of this overnight. That's not the point. Just choose one of these lessons to focus on this week. Just one. Maybe it's trying that 3-breath pause. Or maybe it's just focusing completely on one single task without worrying about how it'll turn out. Pick one. And that kind of brings us to our final thought. As you look back on these 4 ideas, which one really hits home for you? Which one feels like it could make the biggest, most immediate difference in how you deal with stress in your own life? That's the one to start with.